the case of a sexual offender, somebody who is in prison for his sexual offenses, Bob Birarda. And from what I understand in your testimony that is now under oath, that you are aware of the allegations and simply lost track of where he was in the Canada soccer system. Is that what is an honest interpretation of what you've just told us?
Yeah, we didn't have any mechanism for tracking coaches in the country. So as a representative of BC Soccer, I would not have been aware of him being hired or appointed by any one of the clubs or districts. We did not have the ability to do that at that time. Now, during the
can I ask you, Mr. Reid, did you have access to a phone? Did you have access to the mail? Did you have access to simply notify outside, right across the country, that there were serious allegations of sexual abuse brought towards this person, and that this person should not be given any access to any potential victim on any team anywhere in the country?
I do not believe that I, had the authority to do that. I'm not sure what the conditions were that were entered into between Canada Soccer and the individual, and it wouldn't have been something that, as an individual, would I pursue something like that because of the appalling abuse? Yes, but I guess the point being is that I didn't have the authority as the president of BC Soccer to go out and alert the community. I think today's...
I would disagree, Mr. Reid. You had a responsibility. You had a responsibility to ensure that there were no further victims. And it appears that the entire Canada Soccer mechanism failed in that regard. And I'm quite frankly stunned by what you're telling us today.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you that at the time, the mechanisms were not in place. And that's why we undertook over the last 3-4 years to change the landscape. And that was part of the whole Safe Sport roster that was implemented and approved by our at our AGM in 2019, which deals with club licensing, which deals with the code of conduct and ethics, which deals with the whistleblower policy and hotline. So all of these
let's come to the whistleblower
initiatives were put in place.
Yes, Mr. Reid, let's come to the whistleblower hotline. How was it evaluated? Because it was virtually impossible anecdotally, as you may be aware. It was very difficult for victims to actually access the line, actually file complaints, and they, of course, had lost confidence in the system. So how did you evaluate the whistleblower hotline while you were president to ensure it was actually working, to ensure safety for the victims, to ensure that they had a place to go to report abuses and allegations of abuses? This is exceedingly serious. I think we will understand each other that these issues of sexual assault and sexual abuse are serious, and it appears that Canada Soccer, BC Soccer, failed lamentably the victims. How did you evaluate the whistleblower hotline?
It was monitored by an independent body, so that they received the calls and reviewed the incidents and made assessments of the incidents, and then reported back to Risk Management Committee for Canada Soccer of any issues that were necessary to be reviewed by the governing body.
Often did they report, and how? Because the system didn't work. We've heard this from victims themselves. Because the system didn't work, how did you respond? How did the organization respond to make the system functional so that victims had recourse?
30 seconds.
The whistleblower policy and hotline were implemented in about 2019, and I guess it was an ongoing review of the effectiveness and the efficacy of the policy and hotline itself to make improvements. I can't comment on what's happened since, but definitely it was something that was reviewed and reported on by the Risk Management Committee on an ongoing basis.
Thank you.